What if everything you've been calling loneliness isn't loneliness at all, but the universe's most intimate invitation? You've felt it, haven't you? That profound, sometimes aching quiet that descends out of nowhere, making the world seem muffled and distant. The texts stop, the distractions fade, the noise of the world dims to a whisper, and you're left there, in the center of your own life, wondering if you've done something wrong. What if you've done everything right? What if this silence isn't a sign of something broken, but the sacred evidence of something being meticulously, divinely repaired? This isn't a punishment, it's a promotion. You're not being abandoned on the path to union. You're being ushered into its most holy and misunderstood sanctuary. The very emptiness you fear is the precise container being prepared to hold the miracle you've been praying for. This is where the real magic happens, not in the meeting, but in the magnificent, terrifying, and utterly transformative becoming that occurs in the quiet. And the most thrilling part? You're already speaking a new language in this silence, whether you realize it or not. Let's talk about energy. Not the I need another coffee kind, but the raw, creative, universe-building life force that animates every single thing you are. You've been led to believe this phase of celibacy is about abstinence, about lack, about waiting. My dears, you have been sold a lie. This isn't a holding pattern. This is the most advanced spiritual technology you will ever encounter on this journey. Think of it not as turning off, but as turning inward, and in doing so, turning up the voltage of your entire being to a frequency that your twin flame cannot help but recognize, because it is the frequency of home. Imagine for a moment that the connection between you and your twin is not some wispy, ethereal idea. It is a living, breathing circuit of light, a literal cord of energy humming between your heart and his, between your soul and hers, regardless of the miles or the silence that separates you in this earthly realm. Now, every time you engage intimately with someone else, or even pour that potent sexual energy into fantasies or pursuits that are not in alignment with your highest truth, what do you think happens? You're essentially splicing into that pristine, high-voltage line with a cheap extension cord. You're introducing static, noise, and a lower frequency that dims the entire system. It's not a sin. It's a simple matter of energetic physics. You're creating interference on a channel that is meant to carry only the purest, most coherent signal. And coherence, beautiful soul, is what union is. So this choice, or this divinely orchestrated period of celibacy, is so much more than not dating. It is the conscious, sacred act of becoming a superconductor. You are removing all the resistance. You are taking that incredibly powerful creative energy, the very energy that can manifest a human life. And instead of directing it outward, you are funneling it back into the circuit. You are using it to heal the wounds that make you seek validation elsewhere. You are using it to power the Kundalini rise that scrubs your chakras clean. You are using it to forge a self-love so potent and so radiant that it becomes a gravitational field. And because you and your twin are one system, this isn't a solo endeavor. The energy you cultivate and purify within yourself doesn't just stay with you. It flows. It travels that cord. It charges the entire connection. You are, quite literally, powering up the union from your end, even in the silence. It's the ultimate act of faith. It's you saying to the universe, I will no longer settle for a dim light and a noisy connection. I am holding the space and holding my energy for the pure, blinding clarity of the real thing. And when that circuit is charged to its maximum capacity, when the resistance is gone and the voltage is at its peak, the reunion is no longer a question of if. It becomes a law of nature, a completion of a circuit, a magnetic event so powerful it defies all 3D logic. The pull will be undeniable. You won't need to chase, to manipulate, to wonder. You will simply know, because you will feel the harmonic resonance snap into place within your very cells. You've spent your life seeking a spark out in the world, never realizing you are sitting on the entire power plant. This celibacy is you finally learning how to run it. And you know what the wildest part is? The universe, in its infinite humor, often uses this very process to orchestrate the most hilarious synchronicities. But that's a story about the language of silence that we simply must unravel next. Let's get real about the silence. That gut-wrenching, heart-pounding, why won't they just text me back? Silence. It feels like rejection, doesn't it? Like you've been put on a shelf, forgotten. Your mind, that brilliant but often terrified storyteller, is spinning tales of abandonment, of them moving on, of you not being enough. I need you to hear me, right now, through all that noise. This silence is not a punishment. It is the universe's most immersive and loving language course. And the dialect you are learning is the native tongue of your soul. Think about how you communicate now. You text, you call, you rely on words, on tone of voice, on emojis for heaven's sake. It's a beautiful, messy, human way to connect. But it's also a filter. Words can lie. Tone can be misinterpreted. A period can feel like a slam door. Your twin flame connection exists in a realm far beyond this. It operates on a frequency of pure knowing, of synchronicity, of telepathic empathy. You cannot learn to hear that subtle, sacred frequency in the noise of the world. You can only hear it in the absolute, profound quiet. This silence, then, is not an empty void. It is a crucible. It is the sacred classroom where your ego is finally forced to sit down, be quiet, and let your soul take the lead. This is where the magic happens. In the absence of his words, you begin to feel his energy shift. You're washing dishes, minding your own business, and a wave of sorrow washes over you, but it's not yours. You suddenly know, with a certainty that defies logic, that he is struggling. Or you're jolted awake at 3 a.m. with a surge of joy in your heart, a celebration for no reason you can name. You are tuning in. You are learning to navigate by the stars of your shared consciousness instead of the broken streetlights of everyday communication. You're building an unspoken covenant, a bond that doesn't require a single word because it is forged in the fires of shared being. It's the difference between reading a menu and tasting the food. The silence is forcing you to taste, and honestly, it's the only thing that will ever sustain a union with this magnitude. When you finally come together, you will have transcended the petty misunderstandings that plague other relationships. You won't need to have the "what did you mean by that text?" argument because you will have already felt the intention behind it. You will communicate through a glance that holds entire conversations, a touch that transmits forgiveness, a shared silence that is more intimate than any words could ever be. The silence wasn't him leaving you. It was you both, separately yet perfectly in sync, learning to speak the language you were always meant to, the language that makes 3D communication feel like clumsy charades in comparison. So the next time the quiet feels heavy, I want you to try something. Instead of reaching for your phone, reach inward. Ask, what are you trying to tell me right now? And then listen, not with your ears, but with your entire energy field. That sudden urge to go for a walk, the song that pops into your head, the memory that floats to the surface. That's not random. That's the homework. And it's preparing you for a conversation so deep, so profound, that it will make every moment of silence worth it. It's preparing you to hear the one thing you've been longing to hear, not from them, but from the universe itself. And trust me, that message is closer than you think. So here you are, right in the middle of the quiet. It can feel so vast, can't it? This spaciousness around your heart that you might have mistaken for loneliness. But I need you to shift your perspective with me, just for a moment. See it not as empty space, but as sacred ground. This is the fertile void where the universe isn't just asking, but allowing you to remember the truth of who you are, without the distortion of another's reflection, however beautiful that reflection may be. This journey was never about finding your missing half to feel complete. That's a beautiful fairy tale, but it's not your truth. Your truth is far more magnificent. This path is about two whole sovereign beings recognizing the divine signature they've always carried within one another. And that recognition, that profound earth-shattering knowing, requires a calibration so precise it can only happen in the stillness, the isolation, the silence of the celibacy. These are not tests of your endurance. They are the master tuning forks, resonating at a frequency that slowly, perfectly, brings every atom of your being into harmony with the song your twin soul is also learning to sing. You are not waiting, you are tuning. Think of a master luthier crafting a priceless violin. He doesn't do it in a noisy marketplace. He works in a quiet studio, feeling the wood, listening for the subtlest vibrations, adjusting with infinite patience. The outside world sees nothing happening, but inside a masterpiece is being born. That's you, right now. The silence is your workshop. The solitude is your sacred studio. Every moment you spend in conscious communion with your own spirit, you're not moving away from union. You are carving out the hollow space within yourself that will one day resonate so perfectly with your twin's presence that the music you make together will be a symphony that heals the world. You are being invited to fall in love with the architect of your reality, you, to dance with the divine in the empty ballroom of your own heart until the music is etched into your very bones. And when that dance is so natural, you forget you're even moving to a rhythm. That's when the other dancer appears, not to complete you, but to celebrate the breathtaking masterpiece you've already become. The reunion then is simply a homecoming to a home you built together in the silence all along, This is your invitation to trust the alchemy of absence, to understand that the most profound connections are often forged in the fires of seeming separation. You are not being prepared for a fantasy. You are being prepared for a miracle. And the most beautiful part, the miracle has already begun. It started the moment you chose to see the silence, not as a punishment, but as a promise. The promise is being kept, my beautiful friend. In every beat of your heart in the quiet, it is being kept.